Hi everyone, welcome back to Lifting the Lamp. I'm Frater Eleftheria and this video is something special. I'm doing a performance of an invocation of an angel. This time it's the angel Metatron. I've done performances before, but what's different about this one is that I'm actually going to not only show you the invocation, but I'm also going to show you the scrying process afterwards, and I'm going to receive a message from the angel on camera. I didn't know what the message would be at the time of recording. It's completely spontaneous. It gives you a chance to see not only what it's like to invoke an angel, to engage in this kind of magical working, to work with Metatron, but also the scrying process. And it gives you an idea of how that works for me. I will be using a couple of different tools. I've got a black mirror, I've got a crystal ball. Sometimes I gaze into these in order to try and get images, more so the black mirror. More often than not, they are just a object for me to concentrate on in order to maintain a trance-like state. And you'll also see me closing my eyes to see if any images or any messages pop into my head. You know, like a thought from somewhere else, you might say. And I'm very excited to be summoning Metatron for you all, a very pure angel who will deliver a message for the benefit of all of us. And it's a very lofty, spiritual kind of message, but I think it could still be beneficial to many people. I've been greatly inspired by Damien Eccles' book Angels and Archangels and putting this working together, particularly the talisman of Metatron and the correspondences of Metatron, understanding them as related to Keter. In terms of the rest of the ritual, I've used white candles to represent Keter. I've also devised an incense which is a mix of frankincense, myrrh and sandalwood, which has got tones in it that are meant to mimic the smell of ambergris, which is the incense of Keter, which is very difficult to get, and I wouldn't want to use it anyway. And that is how I've kind of devised this ritual. The invocation, there are a few invocations and prayers to Metatron out there, but none of them really was satisfactory to me, so I've written my own. And I hope that you enjoy that. Metatron, a very high angel, an angel who is the scribe of God, an angel who was once the prophet Enoch, but was taken up into heaven, who can provide insight and knowledge into some very hidden and spiritual topics. So without further ado, here is the invocation of Metatron. O Metatron, I invoke you. You who as Enoch was swept into the heavens to walk with God. Your flesh, bones and ligaments were transfigured into heavenly fire, as a man was reborn an angel. You are the scribe of God. You sit in the place of honor next to the heavenly throne. You see, hear, and record all. You who can open the book of life and account for the deeds, past, present, and future of any person. Metatron, of whom it is written, "My name is in him." I call upon you now, O Metatron, to raise up my spirit as you were raised as Enoch, that I may partake in the highest and purest of things. Help me to disintegrate my karma in the furnace of the great work. I invoke you under your symbol and ask you to establish the same such sacred order and harmony in my life. Archangel Metatron, mightiest of the angels, hear me. I beseech you, O Metatron, come forth. Be present here with me. Impart your divine knowledge and wisdom, and permeate my life with your blessings. In the name of Yod He Vav He. Amen. 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 Already I feel your presence, O Metatron. Like electricity coursing through me, pulsating through me, I can feel it. Your presence in this room. You are in this space. My senses fine-tuned. Sense you in this space. Little signs and indicators that you're here. Something is different. Already. You're here already. You must be a powerful angel indeed, a Metatron. Allow me to burn more of the sacred incense prepared especially for you before you hear my petition. And I call upon your aid, O Metatron, by the power of your talisman, of your sigil. Metatron, you are a great partaker of the presence of the divine. You may impart great knowledge and wisdom to all whose hearts are open. Metatron, I am recording this working as I speak with you. I'm intending to share this with the world, intending to share this with any who will watch this recording. And so I ask you, O Metatron, first and foremost, if there is anything that you would like to share with the world, anyone who is watching this, I ask you, Metatron, as your presence is felt here by me, if there is a message for the people, please give it to me now. whether through image or through words. Give me your message, O Metatron. Planet Saturn. I see the planet Saturn. I'm recording everything now, O Metatron, that you show me, for the benefit of those who are watching. The planet Saturn. Cross. It's the capstone of the pyramid, emanating light. The winged sun disk is upon it. This is something ancient that is being shown to me, knowledge that is very ancient, very powerful. Knowledge to do with the meeting point between heaven and earth. Yes, the threshold, that's what this is about. The threshold. Saturn is at the threshold of the upper and lower heavens. The capstone on top of the pyramid is the first step beyond the physical, representing the spiritual, and the cross is the crossroads between heaven and earth. So this is a message about that crossroads. We are there now. We are there now. We are there now. This reality has shifted into a state where we are very close to the heavenly domain. Its influence is felt. This time of the year, as we approach Halloween, just as the threshold between the afterlife and this world is said to grow thinner, even so now the threshold between the heavens and the earth is growing thinner. If you want to ask for guidance from the forces of the light for anything, now is the time. The next 7 to 10 days is the time. I'm not sure what's happening over the next 7 to 10 days, but threshold thinner. Okay, so if any of you are working in the medium term, let's say, and you haven't decided when you want to do it, and it's a working to obtain divine knowledge, this is a period in which to do it, because the forces of the angelic realm are very close to us at the moment. That's what I'm being shown. Is there anything more that you would like to tell us, Metatron? Perhaps you can demonstrate the use of the obsidian stone, divination purposes. a ring of some sort, perhaps a halo or a beacon of some sort. Halo, yes, okay, the halo. The halo. This is about the mysteries of the halo. The halo is above the head. Above the head. It represents the crown, Keter. It also represents the singularity. The singularity in a black hole is the same shape as the halo. That's because it is a concentrated point of infinite light, of infinite divinity. And thus it is a perfect symbol of Keter, the crown. It is, of course, the crown chakra. And it is the crown of kings and queens. The crowns of kings and queens are a pale imitation of this spiritual crown to signify divine authority, worldly authority imparted by the divine, but it is a false crown. The true royalty of the world are the ones who obtain the authentic crown of the halo, and they do this by raising their consciousness up to Keter, up to the crown. And what is the deeper meaning of this? Many of these things are known already of the halo. What other lesson is there of the halo? Every planet has a halo. Every planet has a halo. When we raise our own consciousness, we're raising the consciousness of the planet as well. And we need to be striving to give the earth its halo. What else? Sword. A sword that sort of looks like this. The sword Excalibur, also related to the mysteries of kingship. Why is it that the sword could not be dislodged from the stone? The reason is because the stone represents our physical being, the unrefined physical being that is the everyday human experience. And the heaviness of that experience keeps the sword lodged. And the key to dislodging it is not in force, but in becoming one with the flow and the rhythm of creation and then working with the flow, rather than resisting matter and that is the motion, that is the way that the will, that the spiritual discipline of the individual must be exercised. But what does the sword represent? Sword is a symbol of knowledge, of intellect. This sword is a symbol of the higher intellect. And this is the tool that is necessary to obtain the knowledge that will allow the true crown, the true halo to be won. And the waters that Excalibur is hidden within represent our emotional states, our emotional body. And we must still our emotions and elevate our intellect out of our emotions to discover the sword. Is there anything else? I see a rotating triangle. The triangle is now divided into two triangles and moving apart from each other, and now into four, to make a four-pointed star with a square in the center. Now these fold in on themselves and they become a rosebud that is still closed. What is the meaning of this? A tree. I see a cedar tree very clearly, extremely clearly. The cedar. The cedars of Lebanon build the temple. That's all that I can say about that. The cedars of Lebanon build the temple. That's all that I can say about that. As for the triangles, the four-pointed star, that is a symbol of, it is a symbol of the way that all matter emerges from the laws of the universe. The law of the three and the four. And then all things unfurl like a rose from the rosebud by virtue of those laws. And if we take those laws and we remove them from the material basis, then we can create things in the spiritual world. And it is very important in particular to learn and remember the principle of the three and the four. There's an image now that's coming. It's like a figure in a robe before me. Three spikes, rays, something. Three lines coming from their head, perhaps a crown. Again, the mystery of the three. And there's also a cross upon their head, which is the mystery of the four. And the book is closed. Closing book. The book is closed. That's it. That's the message. That's the end of the message. from Metatron. Thank you, Metatron, for communicating with us and bringing your beneficial knowledge to bear to the good people watching, and assisting me in demonstrating to them how the angelic world can be communicated with. I bid you thank you, and I will conclude this working by asking for something that is personal to my own path, which of course will not be broadcast. But as for the rest, as for these messages you have given me, for the people, I bid you thank you, and on behalf of all of them, thank you and farewell. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please leave a like on the video and subscribe to this channel to support my work. And if you want to support me further, hit thanks or join down below. And of course, leave any comments that you might have. Thanks again for listening, and I'll see you next time.